Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and in this video I'm going to give you the top 5 best 4K Blu-ray discs that were released in January 2023. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, in today's video, I will be giving you my top 5 4K Blu-ray releases in January 2023. Now, if you're a physical media collector, you know that the first month of the year is typically a little bit slower, but there are still some good titles out there, both in catalog and new releases, so I thought I would highlight 5 you may want to check out for yourself. Now, this top 5 is not about the film itself, the quality of the movie. Of course, all that is subjective anyway. This is purely going based off of the picture and audio aspects. And I also encourage you to put in the comments section below what your top 5 releases of this month are. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into my number 5. My number 5 came in the last Tuesday of the month, and that is Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. I did a full review on the channel if you want to hear my more in-depth thoughts, but long story short, if you know the film, it's very stylized, and it's even more so with HDR and Dolby Vision, just giving it a little bit more of a push with the contrast. Colors are very rich, and the black levels can be hit or miss, but once again, that's more of a stylized intent, and it's not something that can really help here. But I do feel that the visual upgrade is more than worth it. I only wish that we would have gotten a Dolby Atmos track here. I think it would have elevated this one even more, but as it stands, the DTS 5.1 is still really solid. Once again, if you want to hear all my thoughts, check out my review, but Dawn of the Dead is my number 5 pick. My number 4 pick is one of my favorite crime dramas over the last few years, and as a 4K edition from Shout Factory, Wrath of Man from director Guy Ritchie really gives you your bang for your buck on 4K. Now, the movie has a nice grading. The HDR makes the atmosphere really more moody, and it just strengthens those black levels, which I felt on the Blu-ray looked a little bit elevated, sometimes grayish. But really the winner for this one is the upgraded Atmos track. This is what I feel is a seller, and I think it's more than worth it because there are some great caper gunfights and just some good action scenes. And with the Atmos, it gives you that extra space above you and all around. And it really, I think it's definitely an improvement over the Blu-ray, both visually and audio-wise. So Guy Ritchie's Wrath of Man from Shout Factory, check this one out. Over the last year or so, Sony has been re-releasing a lot of their 4K editions with new Dolby Vision gradings, and a lot of the times the improvements are very much noticeable and appreciated. So for number 3, Groundhog Day in a non-exclusive Steelbook edition. Now, the picture quality is really good. Of course, grain looks very intact, it's nice, it's cinematic, but the Dolby Vision, it enhances the color palettes well. Even the dreary location of Punxsutawney still gives you a little bit more fuller when it comes to colors. Black levels are spot on, and I do feel that it is a noticeable upgrade over the standard HDR. Now, the Dolby Atmos is ported over from the previous release, so we all know how that is. It's good, it's a nice immersive track. It's not anything groundbreaking, but it still pulls you into the film. So Groundhog Day, especially if you're a fan, check this one out on 4K. My number 2 pick is a horror film that got mixed reviews, but it still put out a very solid 4K edition, and that is Pray for the Devil. Now, visually, it looks good. What Dolby Vision does is the color palette itself is kind of muted by nature, but it still makes it a much fuller experience, and the picture is exceptionally clean. This is a new release, so of course it's going to have that clean digital look, but I do really think visually it's just a nice looking picture. And the Atmos is pretty solid. It's a very creepy atmospheric film, so there are a lot of great use of your overheads, and just the whole surround environment benefits well. The Atmos does a great job here. Whether you're a fan of the film or not, you can't deny that Pray for the Devil is a good 4K disc, both visually and audio-wise. And for my number 1 best 4K Blu-ray disc released in January 2023, that will go to the Warner Brothers release of Black Adam. Visually, this is a gorgeous picture. It is beautiful. Definitely one of the best so far of the year. Now, where it struggles just a little bit is the Atmos audio. Don't get me wrong, it's still dynamic. It has some great moments. But if you compare it to, let's say, Aquaman or Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's just not quite as punchy or just full. It's still good, but there's just something about it that's lacking just a little bit. But As far as January releases go, this is one of the best. Visually, you're going to be absolutely blown away. And, you know, if you're not too picky, the Atmos will also service you well. So yes, Black Adam on 4K is my #1 pick of January 23's 4K discs. So those are my top 5 4K Blu-ray discs of January 2023. If you're interested in any of these titles, I will leave an Amazon link in the comment section below. If you use it, it really helps out the channel. But now I want to hear from you. What are your top 5 4K discs of this first month of the year? In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.